So we're doing Fight Talk, people. UFC is back. UFC is back, and so are we with fucking Fight Talk. And the loser, in the very rare case, don't go back and rewatch previous episodes. Just watch from now on. Very rare. It's weird having the hat on my head. I've never it felt so weird.
I very rare lose fight.
Yeah, so it's been a huge long break. There is, thankfully for MMA fans, there has been the Contender Series, which has been a lot of fun. We got an EBI in there. We got Conor McGregor shit that was whatever. Glad it's done. We're back to the good old UFC. Starting off easy. Yeah. Not coming out like a pay-per-view right away.
No, we're not coming out swinging. We just baby steps.
I didn't notice any, like, all the MMA shows that, talk about. None of them really talked about this card at all. It was all recap from McGregor, Conor shit.
Well, wasn't this all Fight Pass?
That's the thing. Like, they were so down on the card, but I don't even think they realized that it was a Fight Pass card. It's like, what are you expecting a Fight Pass card to be? It's like, it was the most insane. It's like, everybody's like, and it's such a weak card. It's like, I can't believe it's like so weak. It's like, come on, it's a Fight Pass card. Like, they have, like, decent, like, they'd be headliners on a pay-per-view.
And it ended up being a fun card. It
was nice to get back to MMA. So what we're talking about is UFC Fight Night this past Saturday, today actually. First time we're actually recording day of. They were on early. Saturday, September 2nd, 2017. Alexander Volkov versus Stefan Skyscraper Struve.
Scaper?
Yeah. I should have just stuck with the name. And it was on Fight Pass from Rotterdam, Netherlands. It was an early card. Started, I don't know what time it started, but I was like, I'm not in any hurry. Just watch it later.
Started like 10.
Buzz through the fucking filler shit. Get it done. Talk about it. But yeah, kind of a fun fight. So if you have Fight Pass, you can watch it at any time. Let's start off with the Fight Pass early prelims.
Oh, we could
actually. There's. Well, yeah.
Did we?
Oh,
did
yeah.
we
I guess we could show the fucking
get a nice shot of this
here.
before
The reason why I'm wearing the hat is right here on the card. If you're watching the video,
a few of these fights changed. And there was one added.
Yeah, there was one we weren't sure of what was going to be put on the card. Two of them were late replacements, and then there was this fight was a complete extra fight.
Just extra.
Which is nice. Maybe they booked it just in case the Renault fight fell through. But let's start off with the first fight. T-Balt Guti versus Andrew Holbrook. Holbrook really wasn't able to do a whole lot in this.
He got in a couple good shots.
He didn't look bad, but it just looked like he couldn't land and he was eating shit.
Guti just turned it on at the end of the first round and took him out.
Yeah,
it was quick. Mm-hmm. It was but it wasn't that exciting of a fight, even with a knockout.
It was just, I think it was just on the ground and he just stopped it.
Yeah,
he was like getting hammer fists or whatever. But yeah, nice way to start though.
Yeah,
first round finish. Whether you're watching it post or live, like the nice thing about watching Fight Pass cards. Right on to the next fucking fight. No commercials needed.
Nope.
No schedule to keep. You can start you can end it as soon as possible. We don't give a fuck. It's just a smaller video on our server.
No shitty music on a loop.
Yeah, yeah. No fucking like the Conor McGregor Mayweather thing where it's just like tons of just nothing. Not even filler.
Yeah.
But yeah. So even fast forwarding through these fights, it was just like, not a whole lot of scrolling happening. So we have the first of two Bojans coming on. Bohan Mihailovic versus Abdul Karim Edilov.
Yeah. And I guess Edilov was signed by the UFC like 2 years ago, but popped for steroids or something, so he was out for the two before he even got his fight.
What is this, heavyweight?
No, it's light heavyweight.
Jesus.
And
Mihailovic could cut down for sure. He's a thick dude.
His first fight was at heavyweight.
For sure.
Cut down to 205.
Kind of the same thing with like Cormier.
Yeah.
Like, Cormier's a wide dude like that too, but he's still pretty flabby in the. I guess the best he looked was against John Jones, but still. Anyway, he didn't have much for him.
This was an ass whooping.
Yeah, it was.
This was this other dude taking BoJack Horseman down and just punching the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then he made it through the first round, which was a feat unto itself.
I mean, he's tough.
He's tough.
That's the thing. It's like a lot of these guys from
but
like
150 total strikes to 7.
Yeah. It's pretty one-sided.
Yeah.
Pretty one-sided.
Yeah, bro.
Finished halfway through the second round.
It's the Russian Amish
So
killer.
Edilov wins that. So now we're tied, both off of our picks.
No,
I mean we're off our. We haven't gotten our picks. Is what I meant.
That was the first fight on here.
Right.
So we're not tied yet.
So that was the first official fight that we chose. Yeah. Zabit Magomedsharapov versus Mike Santiago,
who gets a black and white picture because he was another late replacement. This was supposed to be Zabit versus Nick Hine.
Yeah.
And I had picked Hine.
Yeah.
And
Zabit looked. He looked. His style was fun to watch. I mean, he fucking did the
Showtime kick off the fence. I mean, it missed, but he was
throwing a lot of crazy shit.
He was kicking at the back of the head too. That would have been a great knockout. Just a random fucking kadoosh to the back of the head.
Well, it would have been another Pettis thing.
Yeah,
and Pettis hasn't looked like Pettis since then.
Didn't knock out Henderson with that kick.
I mean,
everyone
caught him
forgets
at the end.
that.
Yeah, he caught him at the end of the foot.
Like he still made it through that.
All you
rest
need
of that
for
round.
the highlight is Ben Henderson just hitting the ground. Cut to next highlight.
Hey, that's what it is every time too.
But that round also ended not shortly after that, right?
It
was a little ground scrambled and then
good 30 seconds still left.
Third round.
Yeah.
Fifth round. It was a title because he lost his belt.
That was their first 5-round, maybe. No, that was a 5-rounder.
Was that? That was
the
WEC.
very last WEC fight ever.
But that's Ben lost his belt right before coming over to the UFC, which was hilarious. Anyway, so Zabit looked great. Easy win. I'm pretty dominant win in this fight, but he has like a flashy style. What weight is this at? This is
145. He's a real tall 145.
Yeah.
6'1".
Who's there's somebody else. I wonder what that O'Malley kid is. He's probably like 115 or 125 or something like that.
Oh,
that new kid coming in.
The kid with the fro, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
The white kid with the
fro. Because
fro.
he's got kind of got that. Not as much. This guy's a little bit more Yair Rodriguez, where the other guy's more Conor McGregor, kind of like on his feet, kind of loose with his punches. Where this guy's like flipping around, throwing kickies, crazy
spinning
shit.
kickies.
Yeah.
Spinning.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and pretty one-sided.
Super
dominant.
composed in the octagon too. Like even when he was doing all this crazy shit.
He got hit to the body at some point.
He
got hurt at some point, and it like kind of slowed him down a little bit. But yeah, he was able to get the submission. God, I forget what the submission was. A rear naked.
Rear naked, yeah.
All right, so moving on to
we're both wrong with our first picks. My first pick didn't even show up.
Yeah. So next fight up is Francimar Barroso versus Alexander Rakic. And I chose Barroso on this.
Yes.
And he looked like he didn't look. He just wasn't able to do shit.
He just wasn't getting off at all.
Yeah.
And Rakic was.
Rakic's got a really good move. I mean, Barroso was able to. I think he won one of the rounds. He was able to get control and controlled most of it, or ended it with a good control. But on his feet, he didn't really have anything for him.
He didn't win any of the rounds. It was 30-27 across the board.
But
yeah, I mean, one round he didn't look the suck as much.
He may have been able to. I mean, with judges, you never know.
Yeah.
Like, you have to almost turn you have to become retarded slightly to almost sync up mentally with what the judges are thinking sometimes. But good win for Rakic.
Yeah, I believe that was his first fight in the UFC too. So
yeah,
and
definitely
beating a guy like Barroso.
Sure. I mean, it wasn't like Barroso really put it to him in any way. So it was a pretty easy fight for the most part. Because even when Barroso got him down, it wasn't like they weren't like great. He was like his shots were horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So right now I'm up 2-1 and we still haven't made a right decision.
Yeah. Yeah. But to remind people, we're dealing with what we're making picks, shadow people. So almost half the card was shadow people.
And people, just never,
it's like,
never been in the UFC before.
Yeah. So, and like late replacements, but whatever.
Guys who have had one fight once.
Yeah. So Hustam Khabilov versus Desmond Green.
This was a fun fight.
Yes, it was. I thought it was a really, and this was I thought this was a split decision. Did it end up being unanimous?
It was unanimous, but
I thought Green for sure won one of those rounds.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I called bullshit on the 30-27.
Yeah.
But I did think that Khabilov should have won.
Yeah. He's won. I mean, I think they were talking him up a little bit too much. The commentary during the fight, considering what I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong, but they both look great. It was a good fight. Khabilov comes away with the victory.
Yeah, it was back and forth for a minute.
Yeah.
Like Green was getting off on him, but just not enough.
Yeah, he just lost. He lost 2 of the 3 rounds.
But yeah, I picked Khabilov on that, so now I'm up 3-1.
Yeah,
things are looking good.
Coming up to Michael Prazeres versus Mads Burnell. Prazeres came in 4 pounds
4 pounds over. And as a midget,
which he's a stocky fucking dude, so not that surprising. Really, I mean, I guess Tim Elliott's like a thin dude, and he hasn't, but he's tall. He's a big dude. Yeah, Prazeres ended up.
It was just domination. He kept taking Burnell down.
Yeah,
and
Burnell the grappling. It was a lot of grappling.
It was a lot, and a lot of
active grappling though,
but
not a lot of holding.
Neutralizing grappling. Where wasn't.
Well, Prazeres was trying to get to mount. But so on his way to mount, Burnell was like walking up a sand dune. Yeah. It's like take 3 steps forward, he just gets to side control, Burnell's able to get right back. So I mean, Burnell's clearly good off of his back and was able to avoid Prazeres, who's clearly just he'd never started to work until he got the back or the full mount.
Yeah, and
then he'd start to work. Which made it a complete grappling match, which was fine. It was, it was exciting. It wasn't a boring grappling match.
No,
it was stressful.
It was a very stressful.
But that's like,
is he gonna?
Because there's so many. Like Burnell would like have advantages, kind of.
Yeah.
Not as much as some of the other fights where there was a lot of grappling, but yeah, good fight. Prazeres ends up getting the
north-south
submission. Yeah. Which he was. I mean, that was just one of like. A few that I think he was working on that in the previous round or earlier in that round, and he's finally able to get it a lot. I think it was at the end of the second he may have had it.
Yeah, I think he was in the north-south position.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
They
he never really went to anything.
He'd won another fight by north-south choke in the UFC. Good win on him.
For sure.
And for Burnell, good first showing, I guess.
Kind of makes sense, like for submission-wise, to have like. Having what's OSPs? I just love the weights.
The Von Flue
choke. Like to have some weird instead of like armbar rear naked choke. Those are kind of standard shit.
Cody McKenzie had the McKenzatine and
kind of, but like I mean, just legitimate shit like the north south choke. That's most people aren't getting finished with that. I mean, it happens every once in a while, but for that to be your thing, like the Von Flue choke. I mean, doesn't happen very often, but there's a guy that's pretty high level at it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like just kind of the standard ones almost. I mean, I guess like God, what's the guy from Arizona that I don't like? Kind of got like a Frankenstein head.
I know who you're talking about.
He has the like Japanese necktie or something like that.
Yeah, the Peruvian
necktie. But that one's like getting to that position's kind of tricky, but he's finish people. Anyway, so Prazeres wins it, which I didn't think he was going to win that.
So now it's 3-2. I'm still up.
All right, so moving on to Marbek Tasimov versus Felipe Silva.
This was a real fun fight too.
Who had who in this?
I picked Tasimov.
And this was both people were okay. Yeah. So another. He's probably Dagestani, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Versus Silva,
who is Brazilian.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this was like a super. I mean, it was, I guess, competitive up until the like just huge uppercut knockout.
Yeah,
you know,
Silva died in the ring a little bit.
that was good. Yeah, he was rushing in. Tasimov was up against the fence, landed a huge. I didn't even see it in the first
Just
live. I had to wait for the replay.
Just crumpled.
Oh yeah, and Silva just face planted into the little padding.
Big numbers in this fight.
Yeah. Super quick fight. Tasimov wins it. Knockout.
That's 4-2 me.
That's what a knockout is, not how the Mayweather-McGregor fight ended, which people seem to just call it a knockout.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's like, man, you can win rounds without throwing punches, and you can knock somebody out when they're just tired. So moving on to the feature bout for the Fight Pass early prelims, Darren Till versus Bohan Velikovic.
Number 2 Bohan.
Yeah. And I think maybe the last round, did he have a little bit? He seemed to be getting his ass kicked pretty much.
Yeah, he was
consistently throughout the whole fight.
Getting pieced. The first round where he took that elbow.
Yeah.
And it just opened up the side of his head.
Till landed some fucking exciting to watch him destroy my guy.
And so weirdly relaxed, like just so smooth. But I will say, Bojan tore Till's leg the fuck up. Like, he's gonna be limping for a good long while.
That's what he had.
Because his fucking...
I think one of the rounds, he was really doing a lot with that, and then, like, the last round, he didn't even throw one leg kick. I think he was trying to go to the body, but, like, Bojan just completely left the leg kick in that third round.
But yeah, good win on Till. Till looked great. This was another fun fight, though, because Till dropped him again in the third.
Yeah.
You just can't fucking... This kid has no quit in him.
No, yeah, he was tough for sure.
I mean, trying to play it up to the crowd the whole time, and
that was annoying because he was doing that every fucking round, and the majority of it was the first round when he's getting pieced the fuck up.
The first round,
like you cannot be losing.
He's like trying to bring everyone on because he survived.
There was a time while he was doing that. Till could have just ran up on him and fucking because he was not paying attention at all.
Yeah, he turned to the crowd and went like this.
Stupid.
I'd fucking head kicked
I
him.
think he was delirious from getting pieced up because he was getting hit in that first round.
That elbow alone.
Oh yeah.
Because he dropped like a sack of rocks too, and somehow fucking like the next punch. Till should have just let him get up.
Yeah.
But like he kind of locked up for a minute and he weathered it. Yeah. Good on him, but
good win for Till.
Yeah,
excited to see him come back. What?
So now it's 6-2 or 5-2.
So moving on to the main card, starting off with Leon Edwards versus Brian Bam Bam Barberina, the dad bod that just won't quit. Leon, I thought, won the first round.
Yes.
Then Barberina, I thought, came back in the second.
Yes.
And then
the third round
Edwards,
was a coin flip, but
I wasn't. Closer.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever. Edwards probably did a little more. But
he had the most control by far, so I think that's kind of where.
Yeah, he did take him down.
Yeah. I mean, he had his back. He had the body triangle. He had him in dominant positions, trying to get the rear naked choke. I think that first round he almost had him in a rear naked choke.
Barberina dropped him in the second round.
But yeah, Barberina had a lot of. He was just way better on the feet, and he towards the third, Edwards was getting gassed where Barberina was still coming at him.
I don't know. This could have went the other way, but
yeah, close decision. It was unanimous though. But
Barberina, and so that's 5-3.
Yeah. Moving on to a fight that we didn't know if it was going to happen or not. Marion Renault versus Talita Bernardo, replacing the Jermaine Durandamy.
Someone changed her because her nickname's the Iron Lady.
Right.
So someone got on her Wikipedia and changed it to the I Run Lady.
Oh, that's funny.
because she runs from fights and runs from Cyborg. And
there's a lot of fighters that have been running from fights.
Yeah.
Including a fight we're going to
But I also think that if she's probably injured, whatever.
I think if
she would have fucked Marion Renault up.
For sure. After watching, because Talita coming in, short notice, first fight in the UFC, I think, too.
She looks pretty good.
She still is a shadow person.
Yeah.
This is a rare occurrence during
You can't even get a picture after.
Yeah. They're probably like, you weren't that good, so we'll see you later.
They got into a lot of strange grappling positions.
Yeah. The first round, Bernardo
controlled the ground for the most of it.
She won the first
round.
But then, completely gassed, and, all of her stand-up was slow motion compared to Renault, who had sharp,
still got
fast striking.
a good takedown in the second round, too.
Yeah, she was still able to get takedowns.
Didn't do much with the second round. She definitely lost, so it was a 1-1 for me.
And Renault, when Renault was dominant, Bernardo kept reversing her, especially that third round.
A lazy takedown out of nowhere, it was just the one time it looked like she drunken passed out and took her down, bleh.
That's so Renault. It's clearly should have been able to win. She was dominating the fuck out of the stand-up.
Now, she was training for a fighter who does only stand-up, so maybe that her camp was a little off.
True, I guess she didn't go for any takedowns, so she was trying to stand up. So, she didn't train for... She wasn't expecting takedowns, so why train?
She's fighting a fighter that's just a stand-up fighter. And then she's going to a girl who's all ground game.
Maybe you should just work on takedown defense in general.
That
seems like just a general good thing.
I agree.
Because even strikers, a lot of the times, like there'll be wrestler or jiu-jitsu, and it's a boring striking fight. Because neither of them wants to go to the ground because they know it's very dangerous for both of them.
Yes.
And then, they want to work their punchies. And then same thing with strikers. I've seen so many this is either it's just hand touches and neither of them engage on the feet, or it's a takedown thing and it's just neither of them really know jiu-jitsu very well, so it's not the most exciting ground game.
I figured this was going to go to a decision, but right at the end, Renault just turned it up and Bernardo just turtled up.
Yeah.
She actively gave up at one point.
Well, she was exhausted at the beginning of the second round.
Renault wasn't even on her.
Yeah.
And she just stayed in the turtle position.
Well,
I was like, you gotta...
Considering...
And then she just got to her back and just started...
Yeah. Considering she wasn't really winning, she probably knew she lost that fight, but still, good on her for coming in, fighting,
super late.
Renault, who's fucking 40, fought a shitload of
40.
Fights.
Good, but hey,
so it's think
about that though. She's a 40-year-old lady,
sure,
beating the shit out of a fucking 20-some-year-old girl.
Yeah, but that's where experience can beat youth, Although she was the more athletic of the two, also. But yeah, good win for Renault against an opponent that there shouldn't have been a reason for her to lose to.
Look, the co-main's a shadow guy too.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just for the location they wanted to change the co-main, because it was supposed to be Jermaine, who's hometown. Basically,
and then but CR's living and training out of Amsterdam now too.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Especially versus a to be determined nobody person.
Yeah.
So Sayar Bahadazara versus Rob Wilkinson
was originally supposed to be a Zaitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You picked Bahadrazara.
Yeah.
Anyway, so wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
And he
may have.
And he knocked out Rob Wilkinson.
Yeah.
And it was whatever fight.
It was good, man.
It was all right.
Well, your guy was getting his ass kicked.
No,
that's why.
No, I can appreciate my guy getting his ass kicked.
First off, Barzada, he's fighting over his weight class.
Yeah, so
he looked tiny.
He
had a belly, yeah. So it's versus Wilkinson, who wasn't looking horrible, but when Barzada lands,
Wilkinson's first
hard.
fight ever in the UFC, versus a seasoned vet, and.
He didn't look horrible.
No, he didn't look horrible, but he should have used his range better. And he gassed out pretty early.
Sure. Well, he was getting hit a lot in the head. So, like, hard, clean shots to the head.
Yeah.
I mean, so gas tank, not surprised. But yeah. Good
I've
win
seen
for-
Bahadrazar look better, and I've never seen Wilkinson
Sure.
before.
Well,
so.
I'm sure at his normal weight class, he's
But I
gonna
guess
look
Ciara
better.
was out for a year and a half.
Yeah. That's probably why he's fighting at the weight. Potentially. All right.
I mean, it was whatever. But yeah, that gives you a win.
I enjoyed that fight more than I enjoyed the main event.
So that puts us. I had already won.
Makes you win, yeah. I
'Cause
had to
you won
win
that
out
one,
to
but-
win.
But that was before the last fight.
Yeah. So the main event, Alexander Volkov versus Stefan Struve. I mean, Struve was landing some hard punches, but Volkov just had speed over him.
This was a good fight.
Yeah.
Just in that
It's interesting to watch.
Struve was landing some really good shots. Hit that uppercut a few times.
Overhand.
Hit the overhand. The flying knees that he kept doing.
It's like 3 of them.
Well, fucked his Volkov's nose and fucking cheekbone up. Like, had a giant face pussy.
Yeah. Hit him to the chest a couple
and that was
times.
at the end of the first round.
Yeah.
And so he was just fighting through that. But slowly you could see Volkov just picking his spots on Struve.
Well,
and
Struve slowed down, Volkov stayed sharp, and Volkov was starting to able to land, and then Struve would start covering, blocking a lot of it.
But then Volkov
towards
started
the end,
picking his spots.
Struve wasn't able to. I mean, he was blocking good at the beginning, but towards the end of the round, like, he's not defending as well. He's also not getting off. He's not countering, so Volkov's just coming right in. Struve is amazing to watch a giant like him throw fucking like a jumping knee.
Yeah.
But
Very
if
agile.
he just learned,
He was light on his feet during the fight.
Goes and trains with John Jones or somebody that knows how to use distance like a motherfucker, then he would be untouchable. He's horrible at using distance. Horrible. He has like a specific range. If you're in too close grappling, he's not going to be landing a lot. Like just before
he
that,
doesn't use his length
but
nearly where it should be.
Not at all, because people can come. I mean,
his leg. Volkov just
tall as fuck.
Walked right in though.
There's midgets that come up and land on
Pat Barry.
Struve. Yeah, they land on Struve.
But
Struve is no joke. One of the few people to beat the current
Hunt.
champion.
Yeah, but
so, there is that.
It's also been knocked out by just fat short people.
Sure. Yeah, but fat short people have knocked out a shitload of people. I mean, I guess people just have gotten knocked out in heavyweight division. It's pretty rare if you haven't been knocked out, considering it's a lot of old people that have been around for fucking ever.
And the power everyone possesses.
Yeah. Well, that multiplied with their old heads, that have been getting knocked out their whole career or get punched anyway. So it was all right. It was okay. I enjoyed some of the other fights more on the card. But I'm glad that fight happened. I still think Struve is, he's still, how old is he?
29.
He's still young. Yeah, so he's fine. And heavyweight's heavyweight. You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. I just think he needs to fucking learn how to use range better.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's his. Then, like, if he has a good jab, he uses like that front kick, just a couple things, keep people away. Nobody's going to touch you.
He was trying to use the eye poke, get the fuck away from me, and he landed about 3 or 4 of those. So.
Yeah, it's weird that this was the new rules were
new
in
rules.
Place.
3 eye pokes, even though Volkov and him
4 eye pokes total.
Yeah,
both poked each other the last time, and then Struve was able to get him 2 times earlier.
2 times before, and nothing.
And Mark Goddard, not a joke, fucking ref, but pussy. I guess it's just a warning all the time. I was saying before the rule change. Fouls should be treated like fouls in every sport. It's not like you step out of bounds and it's like, it's okay next time.
If I accidentally poke you in the eye in basketball,
not even that. I'm just
fucking
talking
fouled
about.
you.
I'm talking about the sport. Fouls in the sport.
Yeah.
Like you foul somebody in basketball, they get 2 free shots, automatic. It's not like next time you foul them, they're going to take 2 free shots. That's not how it works. There's automatic point potential, automatic. Apparently, boxing is a little bit more ridiculous, but
hey,
let's go with the eye pokes.
No holding.
That's one thing too,
No
especially
holding.
when it's like versus a guy who's gonna win on the ground.
Yeah.
And the 2 times he has a chance, Tyron Woodley, you grab the fence. But whatever. This was a highlight fight compared to the last Woodley fight. All right, so those were our recap. That was our recap for the UFC Fight Night. It was this Saturday, September 2nd, from Rotterdam, Netherlands. Overall fun card. If you're looking for something to watch on Fight Pass, I would not steer you away unless you wanted to watch Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, which have all been great cards.